Today we're going to be mixing up our basic gluten-free bread mix. We're going to start with our gluten-free mix, flour mix, and this is just, if you want to see how to mix this up, you can go to the demo on mixing up gluten-free flours. We're just going to pour that into our bowl, and then we're going to pour in our salt and our sugar. Okay, so that you have all of your dry ingredients inside your mixing bowl. Next, you're going to add in your yeast, and you're just going to let it sit on top of your dry ingredients. Now this is very important. We found that if you mix this yeast into the bread dough, the bread will not turn out the same. It will not be as fluffy, and it will fall a lot easier. Okay, now I'm going to go get some warm water, and try and make sure that your water is not too hot, or else you'll kill your yeast. And you're just going to pour that right on top. Now it's important that you let that sit for 1 or 2 minutes so that the yeast can dissolve into the water. Okay, our yeast has been sitting, so it's active, and we're going to add our xanthan gum into the bowl. Now you can add this at any time that you want to with the dry ingredients. I forgot to, so I'm going to add it now, and it'll work out perfectly fine. Okay, we're also going to put in our rice vinegar. You can use normal white vinegar, but you will get a stronger taste, and you'll be able to taste the vinegar a lot more. And I don't like the taste of vinegar, so I use the rice vinegar. And this is just oil. So we're going to pour that all into our bowl, put our lid on, make sure that it's on tight, because if it's not, you will spray flour everywhere, and turn it on. Make sure it's plugged in. There we go. Okay, and this is just mixing up your dry ingredients, your water, and your yeast. Okay, I'm going to stop that, and we're going to put our eggs into this mixture. There we go. Okay, and I am making a double batch of bread because I want to show you everything that you can do once you know how to make gluten-free bread. Okay, we're going to put this back on. And before I start this, I want to tell you something. Gluten-free bread is not like normal bread. And a lot of people have problems because they try and make the gluten-free bread the consistency of normal wheat bread. If you do that, your bread is going to be very hard. Okay, it's going to be heavy, it's going to be grainy, and you're not going to want to eat it. So it's very important to remember that when you make your bread, it turns out about the consistency of thick brownie batter. And I'm going to show that to you as soon as this is done. So let's turn this on. Okay, and we're going to let this run for about 5 minutes. This is the kneading of the bread, so you're not going to knead it by hand, you're just going to mix it in your mixer. And you can make this bread by hand, or you can make this with a hand mixer, but it is a lot harder to make. So I prefer one of the, either a KitchenAid or a Bosch heavy-duty mixer, and it'll make your job a lot easier. So while this is mixing, you can go and do your laundry, you can go and take care of your screaming kids, you can go and wash your dishes. So here we go. Okay, now that our bread is ready, I'm going to turn it off. Now that it's ready, I want you to see the consistency of this bread dough. If it is much thicker than this, your bread will not come out right. Okay, and I just want you to see kind of how, okay, this is not something that you can use your hands and knead with as you would normal bread dough. Okay, and now that it's all mixed up, I'm going to show you all the different things that you can do with this bread dough recipe.